Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Disclosure in the Media. I'm here with Ryan Pollenkartenskin, and we're doing more of the Elder Scrolls material. Tell them about the character we're focusing on. This is actually very interesting.
Okay, so today we're going to be doing High King Emeric, the High King of the Daggerfall Covenant, and the only High King of the province of High Rock that has ever existed, which is a feat that I'll preface this by saying that's a feat that's almost like the same as shaping the entire universe. High Rock has a notoriously very problematic political culture. We've talked about it in previous videos, especially when talking about the Daggerfall video for Elder Scrolls 2. It's going to be way back in the catalog now. But needless to say, there's very multiple petty kingdoms vying for control of High Rock over most of its history after the Direni hegemony fell apart, which were a group of elves that lived there and helped create Bretons by merging their DNA, the Nord DNA, and the DNA of the Imperial Nedics, and into this all one encompassing man-mer race that we call the Bretons. After the hegemony kind of fell apart, the Bretons got the land and made all these petty kingdoms, and their nobility is always in conflict. So Emeric was born in a period where there was basically every new hill was its own kingdom in High Rock. So hundreds of small kingdoms, all with their own petty squabbles. This is the world Emeric is born into. By the time Emeric is 40, he's the king of basically all of it. That's the kind of hard part for people to grasp. And most Elder Scrolls lore people say he was the best politician, period. Maybe behind Tiber Septim, who was able to get all of Tamriel under one banner. Tiber Septim had bloodbaths to do that, where Emeric had wars, but Emeric's wars were not really wars that Emeric had too much to do at the start of, other than one person came after him for personal problems. If you hear weird background noise, I have kids playing outside behind me, so, behind my house.
You're fine. Yeah, it's also with High King Emeric, at least he didn't have to use the Numidium like Tiber Septim did, though, to try to scare the crap out of everybody. Yeah.
And Tiber Septim using the Numidium, though, I'll say that, though, that was a necessary thing. He had to do that, otherwise that war would not have ended. But, all right, so this is the man of the hour, High King Emeric. He's the guy with the piece of paper in his hand who looks really just regal. So Emeric was born.
All I see is your computer background.
It's not doing the hold on.
I didn't see the pictures. I just saw your computer background. Yeah.
How's that? You see it now?
There we go. Now I see him. Yeah, there we go.
Here's the man of the hour, Emeric, the man with the piece of paper and the crown. It looks like he's crying, but that's just the weird veins on his face, I think. But so let me catch up to where I am. So in the second era, year 521, Emeric of Cumberland was born. And he was born in Wayrest, which was one of the more regional capitals in High Rock, already one of the more powerful kingdoms. It's basically the city-state on, if this is a map of Tamriel, you close in on High Rock, Wayrest is right here. It's in a perfect place because the entirety of the Iliac Bay is kind of this way, except for the very small estuaries here, and it controls trade going up this way and going down this way, and it's basically the Athens of High Rock, and the fact that it's got a great navy and just a very good position, and it's just a strong financial center as well. Basically, Wayrest, Daggerfall, Shornhelm, and Evermore are the four big city-states, and all these other little ones have their own, as well as various even smaller villages that are considering themselves states. Now, later on in history, you'll have regions where say, even though Daggerfall is here and they might be at war with a kingdom here, they pretty much control everything up to here. But it's not fully official. At this period, though, that's not true. This period, everybody's for themselves, basically, and you are going to deal with it. That's kind of how the game
It sounds like Emeric was like almost like how the formation of the Daily League was, where they unified Greece. It was kind of similar. He's also King Arthur trying to unify England as well.
Yes, he's heavily taken off of a lot of different things. Now, I mean, I'm probably the only person that's ever talked about Wayrest being like Athens, but the Delian League's formation is very similar to the formation of the Daggerfall Covenant, especially. So his father was a noble named Emeric of Cumberland, who basically prepared young Emeric to take his place as the head of the family. And Emeric's childhood was fairly strict, and basically he was instructed on matters of trade, speechcraft, and how to operate as a noble with like the backdrop of like noble wars going on all the time in this place. Emeric was lucky though. He wasn't like the leading noble in Wayrest. His father was very close to the king though. And they were able to kind of get around a lot of the bigger conflicts going on around them and still do quite well because they weren't like the guy everybody was trying to kill in the region. Which was lucky for Emeric because it then allowed him to, during the summers when he was a teenager, to work on a trade caravan that his father had holdings with, called the Evermore Trade Company or something, or outfit. And it was head out of Evermore, which was another regional capital that was a bit problematic for them. But there's like an unspoken thing, if you're running trade caravans, we don't attack trade caravans that are going into other provinces at the time, especially in this region of High Rock, from Wayrest through Evermore, because they were very closely linked business-wise. And it gave Emeric sort of a will of the people. Like he cared about the people that like he was helping get supplies to now. And it gave Emeric the opportunity to actually get some combat experience because there, of course, were bandits and reachmen on the roads. And this whole area is kind of, especially this area between like, you see, there's multiple Orsiniums on this map, so just disregard this. The Orsinium that's a star, Dushnik Yal, Dragon Star, Kerbal, Evermore, this whole region here, around where it says Craglorn and the Dragon Tail Mountains, that region is notorious for having bad bandit clans and the Reachmen, and he was running caravans right through there. So he was getting good. Very, like, he was thrown into an area when the Reachmen were at, like, the height of their power as well. So, and he did this, and then basically there's a time skip in his life. He's doing this. He's working as a trader for his father, and over time he moves more probably into like shipping and stuff. But we know that he's basically only doing business for like 20 years. So he's in his mid-30s at this next point. And by the time he's in his mid-30s, everybody already knows Emeric of Cumberland, who's at this point an earl, or his father's an earl, and he is like earl apparent. Okay? And he's known as a skilled warrior, a businessman, and an aspiring political figure. And they were all skills that would be very necessary for Emeric going forward as the future king of this alliance. And basically, the Reachmen, who, as I said, kind of come from this whole area of the map, like the Reach, there's areas of Skyrim called the Reach, the area around Markarth most famously, but this whole kind of area of like western Tamriel, that is western Skyrim, eastern High Rock, and northeastern Hammerfell is where the Reach is. Well, around this point, a Reachman army under a character known as, let me find his name because I wrote it down, but it's like a weird name. Durak the Black Drake basically unified a bunch of these clans. They marched into Cyrodiil and took the Imperial City and created an empire called the Longhouse Emperors. Now, this is a very short-lived dynasty, and essentially they took this area sort of right around the Imperial Isle, We don't know if they held the Gold Coast. We believe that they did, but not, like loosely. Like the local population was still in control of this region, but like gave name service. And then they wanted revenge on these easternmost kingdoms of High Rock that had long been enemies of the Reachmen. So they marched up and invaded High Rock. And through the course of this invasion, Evermore was taken with like in a few days of a siege. They were not prepared for this, because this is not just like a Reachman raid now. This is a major Reachman raid with an Imperial Legion behind them. So that's a big problem for them. He takes Evermore. Wayrest gets sieged for 57 days. And basically, the only reason the Reachmen didn't capture it was they didn't have proper siege equipment. And Wayrest, being the Athens of High Rock, pulled the Athens strategy from the Peloponnesian War right out and was like, okay, trading for all of our food and stuff from now on, because they can't take our port from us. Reachmen, I must add, are a mountain people, and they're not great sailmen. And so they really just didn't have any response to the proper fleet of Wayrest, which Wayrest had a trade fleet and a military fleet that was tops. So instead, the Black Drake takes his army to Camlorn. Yeah, to Camlorn, and they raise it. And with the victory at Camlorn, they're emboldened to move down to Daggerfall. Daggerfall is besieged, but a young Emeric had been pushing, even though Daggerfall was like the biggest rival of Wayrest in all of that High Rock at this point. And there's this backdrop of all these political squabbles. Without Daggerfall, there's no chance that the Bretons will be able to break this army of Reachmen. So Emeric is like, no, this is what we have to do. His king's not with it, but finally was like, yes, you can go and help Daggerfall. He leads in a troop that I don't know the specifics of how they got to Daggerfall, but they show up. And basically, while there was some kind of coordination between Emeric's forces and the forces in Daggerfall itself, the Daggerfall forces sally forth. Emeric hits the Reachmen in the rear. Emeric himself slays Duke Rock of the Black Drake, naming him now. He's a considerable hero because that guy had decimated most of High Rock, as well as was considered the emperor of Cyrodiil and the king, the chieftain of the Reachman clans. So he has like a big kill. And as a result of this invasion of the Reachmen, the first Daggerfall Covenant is born. So this is Emeric's house, the Cumberland family crest. This is the Daggerfall Covenant crest that they adopt. And the reason why it's called the Daggerfall Covenant, not like the Wayrest Covenant, is because it was signed in Daggerfall right at the end of that conflict. And it was the major kings of the cities of... It was Daggerfall, Wayrest, Camlorn, Evermore, and Shornhelm. So it was Daggerfall, Wayrest, Camlorn, Shornhelm, and Evermore. These are the biggest cities apart from North Point and Farun that are in High Rock. These were smaller cities at this point. Remember, this is not a map from that era exactly. They create the first Daggerfall Covenant, and this early Daggerfall Covenant was not to project their will beyond the Iliac Bay. What it really was it was a defensive alliance between these 5 major cities that together, like 2 or 3 of them probably could have taken over most of High Rock. All 5 of them saying that they're in a defensive alliance ended a lot of the bigger petty wars. The little ones between little piddle kingdoms that's like a village with a keep, those continued. But these big 5 basically were like, we're going to stay at peace, we're going to have trade between us, and we're going to actively work to fix like all the damage that had happened during this war period. And it goes well. So well, in fact, that the first Daggerfall Covenant, if it ended right there, like Emeric, even though he's not a king of it, is still going to be considered the founding figure of it. What happens next is they have another like time skip of, it wasn't long though, it was more like 6-7 years. The rulership of this first covenant was just like a royal council where each of the cities had a vote, and because there was 5 of them, they never had to have like a tie-breaking vote. Like they either voted this way or that way, and if 3 voted one way and 2 voted the other, it was going to happen that first way. What happened next is Emeric is now Earl. His father is aging and gives like the earlship to him because of the duties of court. His father also dies around sometime in this period. And out of Black Marsh, we have what's called the Nahatn flu. Now, we talked about this a bit in a few other lore series episodes. And it's basically like a plague that spread out of Black Marsh originally and decimated the population of non-Argonians outside of Black Marsh. In fact, the population of Tamriel going into this period that we would call the Alliance Wars is far lower than normal. It's one of the reasons why when the Akaviri invasion comes over, that creates the Ebonheart Pact, they have such an early, easy time. But the king of Wayrest at the time, who I believe is from the Gardner dynasty, and that's like a hint to Lord of the Rings, because Sam in Lord of the Rings is like it gets the moniker the Gardener. They are wiped out. The entire line is wiped out by the Nahatn flu. A lot of the other nobles are like, well, Emeric's the clear choice to be our new king. Emeric is still roughly 40 years old, doesn't really want to be king, but knows that he's the only like good choice. So he reluctantly becomes king of Wayrest. Well, all kings need a queen, and that's where it starts the next little period of Emeric's life. So Shornhelm has a king named Rancer. King Rancer is this fine gentleman, and he was very close to Emeric's father, as well as the old king of Wayrest, and was offering his daughter to be Queen of Wayrest and marry Emeric. And Emeric was very close to choosing to do this until he was on a diplomatic mission to the city of Sentinel, which the city of Sentinel is right here. It's widely considered the capital of Hammerfell, though there's regional differences in Hammerfell and it moves around. But at this point, it was the capital, and it's generally the capital of Hammerfell. He shows up, and he's there to meet King Faharajad. And King Faharajad has a daughter, Princess Maria, and he falls in love with her instantly. They're married, and King Faharajad and him sign a new peace trade agreement where they're not going to be at war. They're family now. They never were at war, but now they like cement that alliance. And they open basically free trade between Wayrest and Sentinel. This is great, but Emeric kind of, by his own admission, says it was also the period when he made the biggest mistake of his life, because he almost lost his throne as a result of it. And what happened was this guy, Rancer, goes back up to Shornhelm and is furious because Emeric had basically already agreed to marry his daughter by the time he left, and then he came back and he had this new wife, and so this guy was ticked off, gets his regional army as well as the nobles around him that don't like Emeric to support him in a war against them. Emeric's basically caught off guard and loses the city part of Wayrest. So interior Wayrest has like an inner gate, an outer wall, and there's the city parts in that first wall gate. And then the inner part is like the keep, where there's a separate little port thing. This guy takes the city part, but doesn't take the keep. Meanwhile, all the other kings from that first Daggerfall Covenant send their armies to help Emeric because it's a defensive alliance, and even though a member of that defensive alliance attacked, he's the aggressor, so he's in the wrong. At the same time, Emeric and his people are holding out inside this city, like in the keep within Wayrest. And the siege is so prolonged that most of this guy's Rancer's noble allies are unable to continue funding it without like financial ruin. And so they start turncoating. These extra relief armies come, and Emeric at the same time is pulling off one of the best diplomatic strategies he can. And he goes to Kurog, chieftain of the Trinamac orcs. So we talked about the creation of the orcs a little bit. And you know how like there was Trinamac and then he got eaten and then shit out by Boethia and then he became Malakath type thing. The Trinamac orcs still worship him as Trinamac, not Malakath. And so still view him in like that Adric, like ancestor spirit view that's not like the Daedric prince that he is now. And so their viewpoint, their religion is more acceptable to the average people of like High Rock, who are all Adric, like divine worshippers. So Kurog, being that leader of that group, Emeric gives him an offer he can't refuse. So we've talked very little about Orsinium on this show, and that's due to the fact that Orsinium is a temporary thing in all of its forms. That's why on this map you have an Orsinium 1, you have Orsinium 2, you have, I think there's a 4 on here in total. There's one there, there's those 2, there's another one. And that's because we'd actually, like, every time you hear about Orsinium, it's always just heard of as like a mountain kingdom somewhere in this region of Tamriel. Normally you hear about it more in High Rock, but one of the Skyrim loading screens says it's in the mountains between Hammerfell and Skyrim at the current moment, so that's why it's there on this map. Realistically, I think it's more like right here, near this Kerbo's Hollow, but I don't know, and nobody really knows because they haven't released it. But basically, I'm thinking that one of these 2 Orsiniums is the Orsinium that I'm going to be talking about. So either this northern one up here near Western Reach or this one near Westmark Moor. And that is because Emeric is like, I will give you guys back Orsinium. And in return, you guys will have to help me against Rancer. The reason why I'm not sure if it's this one or this one is because what the orcs under Kurog do is they come up into these mountains up here and then attack Shornhelm itself, destroying Rancer's holdings and the holdings of many of the lords that support him. With that, when that happens, the financial backing that's keeping Rancer's military going falls apart, and the combined forces under Emeric of all the other kings that sent aid are force Rancer's army and retreat this way. The orcs come down from Shornhelm that they've just ravaged, and they catch Rancer somewhere around Elcare, unable to be like between them. What happens is most of Rancer's army is just slaughtered or taken capture. Rancer escapes with a few of the other lords that are still loyal to him. When they get back to Shornhelm and realize how much damage had been done to their like actual financials, Rancer is still adamant that he wants revenge now on not just Emeric, but the entire Covenant because they betrayed him. So without a military and without money now, he turns to the dark arts and tries to do a ritual to curse the land of High Rock, the nation states that made up the Covenant, and personally Emeric, so he'll lose his wife and be lonely. Well, midway through this ritual, he gets stabbed in the back by one of those loyal lords who realized exactly what he'd lost, and Rancer's story ends. He's dead. In the wake of the Rancer War, that's all it's referred to as after this point, our boy Emeric is like, well, we had more allies in that war than who are actually part of the Covenant. And so he goes to Faharajad, his father-in-law, Kurog, and then the other kings of the old Covenant. And basically they rewrite the Covenant so that Sentinel and Orsinium are now member states. what this also does is it ends on unofficial wars between the orc group that now is in control of Orsinium and some of these other kings. It also opens the whole area to free trade up. And meanwhile, the backdrop that this is still a land where people don't trust each other and where the political game is going crazy, Emeric is able to get free trade throughout the entire Iliac Bay, able to get a military alliance with a goal of going into Cyrodiil off the ground and going, and is able to ensure that the majority of his people are happy with this agreement. And does so reforming the Covenant and making it so now the Covenant needs a figurehead. It's too big now regionally to have like that royal council just keep ruling it. It still exists and still there to be a major deal, but it's no longer a 5-man thing. It's a 7-man thing now. I think for sure it's at least a 7-man thing now because Faharjad and Kurog are now part of it. And that royal council elects Emeric as the High King of the Daggerfall Covenant. And then it gets into the actual story of ESO. That's all predating the ESO story with him. His story in ESO is kind of all over the place. He gets kind of used randomly. It's a good story, but I'm not going to cover it here because it's not super like personally involving for him.
Okay.
It's a lot of him just being like going to places and getting caught up in what's going on there already. And so like, and then like trying to make it so it doesn't break the Covenant apart because of the backdrop of all this political problems. But what he really cared about at this point is that the Covenant is basically this now. And I'm using this picture because this is actually a picture that we know for a fact is what the Covenant actually held. But the Covenant, what the goal of this new Covenant that is fully like a full-on offensive alliance, what is now to consolidate power over Cyrodiil to bring back the prosperity and like times that were during the Riemann Empire, so the Second Empire. And they invade Cyrodiil, which already has 2 other factions there, or around the same time those 2 other factions show up in the Aldbury Dominion, who are there because they think that humans shouldn't be allowed to rule over like as hegemon of Tamriel anymore, because look what just happened. Now there's Daedric invasion and it's kind of the last emperor's fault. And the Ebonheart Pact are actually there for a very similar reason, which has to do with that the Tribunal Temple in Morrowind sensed what was going on with Molag Bal and Manamarco kind of pulling the strings of the failing empire that's there, and knew that they couldn't just allow that to happen, and so sent the armies of the Pact in, even though they weren't like the official leaders. They just were like, we'll pull out of the Ebonheart Pact and the Dark Elves will come with us if you don't go. So the rest of the Pact went. But then they all go to war, and that leads to different invasions of some of the mainland provinces that are part of them, as well as the backdrop of the Alliance War in Cyrodiil, with the very small fractured part of the Imperial Legion that's still running around there from the Longhouse Emperor days, like trying to do anything but failing ultimately. There's also like detachments of the Legion down here in Bankurai and the Alakir Desert for some reason. There's a couple other detachments that are all spread out throughout Tamriel that really don't know what they're doing. Because the Black Drake's like nephew is the guy that is played by Dumbledore in like the Dumbledore's actor from Harry Potter is like the voice actor for this character, who's the prophet. If you play ESO, that guy who is Veranek Galerius, his like uncle was the Black Drake basically. And he got power when the Black Drake died, and then basically just locked away the rest of the Reachman army in Cyrodiil at that point. But that was a very long-winded way to say that, like, basically he's set himself up where he could become emperor if the Daggerfall Covenant wins in Cyrodiil. He could become emperor, and then the other kings that made up like that royal council would become the Elder Council. And so you'd have all of the major figures in Tamriel all coming from like this general area. To be honest with you, though, it was never going to happen because Kurog gets killed because of religious differences in Orsinium between the Trinimac and Malakath worshipping versions of the orcs. The new king decides not to continue supporting the Daggerfall Covenant. Many of the other orcs still do, but without the king's support, many of the orcs do leave. And slowly over time, the Daggerfall Covenant collapses long after Emeric's death. Emeric dies of old age. He does not die because of any event that they've already talked to. That they've not, or they just, so far we think Emeric dies of old age. We don't actually know yet, but good chance that he will, because he's a very well liked character. But basically, Emeric's, by the time of the rise of Tiber Septim, like 200 to 300 years later, none of these states are connected anymore. So much so, in fact, that Daggerfall and Wayrest were both like footnotes in the conquests of Tiber Septim. Wayrest, most especially, was taken out by Admiral Rickton of the Imperial Fleet, just showing up with the Imperial Navy and just taking the port and then just storming the city with enough troops to get in. And so it just shows how quickly the Daggerfall Covenant did fall apart once it did fall apart. But that's not to like downplay Emeric's achievement to even get it off the ground. It's one of those things that like shouldn't have happened. In fact, when the lore was first written and we learned that High Rock was going to be unified going into the Elder Scrolls Online, everyone was like, well, they wrote that just so that they could have this alliance exist, because no chance it would have happened any other reason why.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I've seen several things working here. One, the fact that the alliance basically kind of defends itself and defends like when it was betrayed by the one that you said died and lost his finances. That one, he kind of represents some of the stupid rules that are going on kind of galactically with the Galactic Federation, where there'll be these groups that kind of defend no matter how bad the rules are out there in the galaxy, they'll defend it, or they'll defend some stupid little ideal out there. This is my opinion talking. Whereas no matter if the leadership of the Galactic Federation changes, they will try to reset it back to the way they think it should be, like a computer resetting, like an older restore point. And the same goes with the Cabal. If they see their reflection of the Galactic Federation, whereas they reset it back to the way they want it always, but then they reinvent themselves. They chose a slightly different path there. You have also the Nazis that do the same, where they reinvent themselves and they do breakaway civilization to avoid some of those rules. And you have the ICC that kind of goes along with it. That's the negative side of it. The positive side of this is more like a reflection of well, you can say the Daedalian League was positive. You can say the Arthurian court was until that collapsed, and which is what Emeric reflects in look. And like with his symbol, everything is more Celtic. Then you have the Tartarian Empire, which was a group of different people that had a worldwide empire that now the Orion forces have attempted to erase through history. It was Atlantis and Lemuria before that, whereas you had the Orions coming to try to defame the worldwide empire by basically saying it was hell, or like Tartarus in Greek mythology. That's where I found out that came in, where the Olympians were actually the bad guys, the Titans were the good guys that were here, groups of giants, groups of other races, elves, all that were here. And what was the last bastion of that, the Tartarian Empire, is what's actually reflected in history of the Russians, Mongols, and Ukrainian forces. But I found out it was more expansive into elves and into and giants and other cryptids that aren't being recorded in history. This is also why the mud flood took place, to erase the last bit of that. This is also why Hitler went into Poland, and why the negative aliens such as the Draco and the Orions wanted him to go into Poland. They wanted him to recover Tartarian technology, since they were losing out, since their technology was severely either out of date, or it needed repairs, or they needed an upgrade from technology that had been lost. Because in the galaxy, it's lesser forms of technology now versus what was in the past. And I know that was long-winded, but I'm seeing comparisons to literally layers of not only galactic history, but layers and layers of Earth history as well, compacted into that whole area, including also one that it may have been missed, also Troy, the siege of Troy as well. You have loosely where you have Troy, that was the strategic port for a waterway, and you had the battle the battle for those particular resources. But I also, on the alien flip side of it, found out that there was an Orion energy collector in there that was actually don't leave my head. Okay, actually buried there, that some good forces were trying to prevent its activation at the time. Later on in history, the archaeologists that found Troy, that decided to dynamite the entire thing, was actually, I found out, being mind controlled to do so, to blow a hole open there so the sun could get down into the civilization that was before Troy was there. And it opened up that to reactivate that AI energy collection unit, or Archontic energy collector. I know that whole thing was long-winded, but there was like a whole bunch of galactic history that was being displayed there that required the layers of explanation. But for the most part, Emeric here appears to me just like an Arthurian figure, mixed with like a Tartarian type of presence as well, the unifications of different groups. And even in history, I know it's depicted as like a barbaric, loose set of tribes, but that's just Orion agenda trying to cover that up, where you have the Mongolians and all them involved in this. But this to me looks like a unification of that. It's multi-layered. I know I said that quickly when I was reading the download that was coming in with that. But for the most part, it's Celtic and Arthurian in appearance.
Another figure that I get a big vibe from Emeric off of, especially in Emeric's later career, is Charlemagne.
Ooh.
In this fact that he basically unifies his current surroundings, makes the area around the Iliac Bay extremely strong, and then has aspirations to rebuild the glory that was an empire that died before his birth. And
yes,
tries to, but ultimately fails, only because there were other forces just like that he couldn't have stopped, basically, that were about as strong as he was all around there.
Oh, I forgot about Charlemagne. Yes, that's another layer to this as well. That I didn't think of Charlemagne. So yeah, this fits for him as well. Yeah.
So that's but that's kind of Emeric. Like, just to be frank, like, the reason why I chose to do Emeric is because he's in a world where there's magic and sorcery all around. And like, he has been known to be a great warrior, but that they never meant, I don't know if they ever they never really stated how great of a warrior he was. Yes, he bested the Black Drake. The thing about that guy was there's no feats for him other than the fact that he was just the king of the Reachmen that became emperor. But that guy could have just been a really good politician and kind of a shitty warrior. I personally had the feeling that Emeric is a capable enough warrior, but he's a really good strategist and politician. And that his victory over the Black Drake was mostly due to the fact that he probably was just more in his physical prime than that guy was. But basically, Emeric is like the most average person other than like his provenance when he grew, where he was born into. But he never expresses any kind of great magical ability. And yes, we see him fighting sometimes, but he's never like the super warrior that like some of these other characters in this universe have been. And so my point is that he's almost the most average major character in these games to get to the station that he does, and he leads a faction in a way where like that faction shouldn't exist, to be honest with you. And I don't say that because I'm against the Daggerfall Covenant in any way. I actually really like the Daggerfall Covenant. I say it because the political like upheaval that he had to not only suppress but overcome was just absurd compared to what like he could have what realistically he should have been able to get done.
Yeah, it's like he had a boost somewhere. It's just like also on the negative flip side of it, if you go into the whole Nazi Germany thing, where Hitler, on the negative end of this, shouldn't have been able to unify Germany as fast as he did. He had help. from the outside. He had the Orion, Darshinian, that's negative Cassiopean, and Draconian assistants there, with negative Agarthan assistants and Aldebaran Reptilian assistants as well. So he should not have been able to unify his resources that quickly. It's like as if Nazi Germany wasn't supposed to exist as well. So you can judge it on the same note, just the negative flip side of the coin.
But yeah, Emeric is just one of those characters. Like, even though I think Emeric is probably the best written character in all of the Elder Scrolls Online, which is saying something, because there's many very entertaining characters in that game.
Yeah, I didn't really know too much about him until you mentioned him now. I didn't know too much about that specific character. I knew a bit about Tiber Septim, but not him. Tiber Septim was more the warrior emperor than it looks like.
Yeah, well, Tiber Septim is actually a god. So like any kind of like, I don't know, just for me as like a lore guy, like it's hard to put Tiber Septim in the path with anybody that's not actually a god. So
yeah, he's actually a god and is worshipped as a god, as a divine. So yeah, that would be, folks, a special in and of itself. I'd probably a 4 or 5 parter going into Tiber Septim. Yeah,
like so, Emeric was fairly unknown even a few hundred years after his period, but the things he achieved in his lifetime makes it so like he's definitely a big character lore wise.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. What else you have on Emeric? Is this the character?
I mean, it would be. I can say one of the coolest facts about Emeric was early on when he first became King of Wayrest, on his coronation day, the sun, like a golden halo, appeared around the sun. And it was like a sign that the divines cared about it, like wanted Emeric to be king. And that's kind of why he gave up the reluctance to be king. Mm. And most of his like Wayrest enemies, when they saw that, were like, yeah, we're not messing with Emeric.
No, that's interesting how you said that was the golden halo around the sun. That's also reminiscent of Constantine as well, seeing the cross in the sky and then converting the empire over to Christianity. Granted, that was another Orion influence that took place then. But this is essentially everybody backed Constantine because of this in the sky. You know, it's essentially the same thing. So there's another layer of it. It's Roman as well.
But yeah, Emeric. Yeah, that's kind of Ben Emeric. Like Emeric it wasn't going to be as long of an episode today, just because Emeric, his history. Otherwise, that's all we really have on Emeric. And you do meet him, and he's a cool character when you meet him. But it's such a big game where they can't like focus on like his life in particular. He's just the leader of one of the 3 factions you can play in, which is, yes, he's cool and he's fleshed out more than most characters in the game. But I wanted to bring him up because it's sort of like a lot of the times in like this field that we're doing these shows in, mm-hmm. people don't think that they're capable of dealing with it. Like, I guess you know where I'm coming from because you do sessions with people and stuff that you probably think, oh, you could take care of this, but I'll do it because you're paying for the set, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like Emeric dealt with it, and like Emeric dealt with situations that shouldn't have been able to be dealt with, and most people who are awake enough to be watching this program will be able to deal with most of the things being thrown at them, unless it's like big new attachment type stuff.
Yeah, and demonic type stuff. Most people aren't prepared for a lot of that. These kinds of situations. And then you have people like Emeric that can take control of the situation fairly quickly and be able to bring peace to it. Yeah.
Personally, I think if you've gotten this far in this video, then yeah, you can do that.
Oh yeah, if you've gotten this far with all of these videos that we've done, folks, then you're sitting pretty good at the moment. So yeah.
So, like, yeah, you could definitely pull an Emeric out and deal with most of the issues, unless it's something very big.
Exactly. I know Isaac's been chomping at the bit to say something here, so I'll do that, and then we can go into gameplay. That is, if it'll work this time. So, okay, Isaac, what the hell are you trying to say? I know in the past life, you were head of the Daedalian League for a little bit, and then there was something else as well. Okay, all right, this should be interesting. I've had for the past several days, I've had to basically channel myself, my higher self, and it's been very disorienting. So it's going to be kind of refreshing to go back to channeling other beings. I know that sounds like it should be in reverse, but it is very, very taxing bringing in the full-fledged, fury of the oversoul for even a small period of time. It actually burns you out faster. I'm not used to that. So people probably hear me on other recordings where I brought in Torankal, which is my higher self or giant self or oversoul, and I sound like I'm talking like the Micro Machine Man. That's how my brain was receptive of it. So Isaac, you can go ahead and come in. Go through the crystal, please, if you would. What do you mean no? Oh, you're just screwing with me. Okay, let me see. All right. Ooh, you're wanting to come in a hurry. Okay, let me see. You're right here in the house. I don't know why you're in a rush. So let's see. Yes, this is an interesting subject because this is all the reflections of both of you have presented today, mixed, or historical reflections of what you've said today, mixed with that of galactic history. I myself was involved in multiple situations where either I was liked or disliked by a multitude of different factions. You two knows this best, especially when it comes to the Mosen and the different Viking and giant groups, and even elven groups. There was also different factions that were not mentioned. The formation of the elven alliances with humans in the early Tuathan and Fomorian histories. I was involved in some of those events Earthwise, whereas humans took one side or the other. Then it was a formation of a united, it wasn't called Ireland then, but it was a united Ireland. But then eventually the humans began to fall under Fomorian control and began to chase after different Tuathan and Elven factions. Some of them were killed. The majority of the elves went into the realm of Tir Nanog, as you call it, but it is really essentially a fissure or pocket. But myself, out in the galaxy and on Earth, yes, I was the head of the Dailian League in that period of Greece. Yes, things did fall apart, and perceived greed and perceived power struggles ensued. But whereas the other galactic groups made, let's just say, I made an enemy of them by not necessarily performing the supposed duties the way they thought that I should, and they could not reset that particular, you would call it a hedge bet in that area back to the template whilst some of them wished to have it. Out in the galaxy, I did also tend to piss off other groups by dropping information between both groups. You would call this a double agent. This is why the Mosen were originally pissed off at me, Saranans and other groups, but at the same time, also the Asgardian contingencies and other giant groups, as you would say, Titan groups, were less than pleased. This is why they do not always wish to work with myself. I try to see, as you would say, not necessarily just the bigger picture, but the writing on the wall. I knew then that something was intuitively something was going to invade, such as the Orions, that would make the area and that particular alliance out in space fall apart and reform itself with more Galactic Federation and Orion interests. This also is being inverted within the politics of the Galactic Federation, and even as I speak now, because people here are saying they do not want the same reflection of the Kabbalistic politics out in the universe. So this is changing. I know this was rather long-winded in that respect, but just know the politics out in the galaxy are nearly identical to what you've just spoken about with the politics of King Emeric and all of the events they're in and around and before, even though it is much greater time expanse than what is within the game lore. It is more condensed because this is how humans view a condensed version of time. They're seeing events in a small amount of time, but in fact, it is more expansive into the millions and millions of years. So with this, I can go into questions.
All right, Isaac, welcome back, as always. Now,
the character of Emeric and his ability to sort of create this renaissance of his nation, state, and territory in a period of infighting that never really ceased for the next couple thousand years. I feel like that's sort of a point, like in our history, we bring up these world leaders that do that, right? But I feel like we don't actually have the world leader that will be remembered that, like, true, like Emmerich's remember, like, to the lore community for the Elder Scrolls is going to be like whoever's the figurehead of this world that will be living in post conflict, like Earth as a actual player out in the stars. Not saying that like differences between people won't exist, but like Earth will be, and like countries will still exist and stuff, but it'll be like an Earth Federation almost going out there. And I feel like Emeric is like an Elder Scrolls version of that character, because there's really no other person historically that we can talk about that does like as much for a broken political world as Emeric does in the Elder Scrolls. So I'm thinking that Emeric is kind of foreshadowing for whoever this figure will be that.
Mm-hmm. You are absolutely correct in that. You're already seeing conversions of this within the United States currently, where the political system will eventually invert and implode in on itself, as was discussed on Interstellar Council After Show one time, whereas there would be a Senate with a in the background type of figurehead, not necessarily a president or an emperor, but this will also give birth eventually not to a new world order, but it will give birth to a unified Earth with its maintained nation states and the heads therein. But there would be essentially a figurehead within that. So you are absolutely correct. An Earth Federation would be more apt than joining a galactic federation. Then others would join Earth and then eventually reshape what the Galactic Federation is all about, then reunifying the galaxy and other parts of the universe, such as parts of Andromeda and such, where the Galactic Federation has its arms in, therefore eliminating any of the other evil aspects, very much like Elric does. So this is exactly the makeup of what eventually Earth will become. So yes, you are correct.
All right. And then I always view Earth in that future period to be very similar to Earth, like the UNSC of Halo, in the fact that it's like, now in the UNSC and Halo is the United Nations like Space Command or whatever. Realistically, it's going to just be like whatever this federation that we call ourselves goes by, but it's going to have like, it's basically just going to be like humanity's main government form that is then projecting itself out into the bigger galaxy and that system that we'll be living under.
Yes, you are correct in that as well. This is the same formation that I was speaking about. It will not have that particular name, as you say, because some people will get leery and weary of some of the names that are currently being used and want to completely invert that on its head and change the very name and logo and meaning. It will take on more of a worldwide essence of a name, very much like Elric has his Celtic knot as his symbol. It will have something very much like that, very much like also it's very reminiscent, that symbol is very reminiscent of almost like a Celtic Star Trek symbol, like you see your Space Force or Venusian colonies. So it will reflect very similar to, like, say, United Federation of Planets in Star Trek, but without the fascism to back it up. But it'll be very, very similar in thread to that particular format.
All right. So Emeric's sort of aesthetic is this Arthurian, Celtic, Anglo-Saxon king. It's striking because it's like overly storybook, and I have a feeling that there will definitely be portions of people that are expressed now that resonate with this version of him, this aesthetic that he portrays, and I have a feeling that there's multiple systems where like this sort of aesthetic is highly utilized. And that seems like something that you could speak to.
Yes, that aesthetic is highly utilized and very, very storybook. Because yes, have they over exaggerated some features there? Yes, they have indeed. And this is what is being utilized now in some of the metaphysical circles with a lot of these particular symbols. This then carries over again from the Tuathan and Fomorian wartime period and the Celtic world going into the Scandinavian world and back even further from Atlantis. So these are essentially Atlantean holdings and Atlantean styles that you are seeing in some areas that eventually morphed into Celtic, Tuathan, and then during that particular Irish War period and fairy-esque type of formations and styles. This has been slightly exaggerated, just like some of the Egyptian format has been slightly exaggerated from what it was originally looked like to more of a New Age metaphysical style now. So there is a distinct difference there. It has indeed morphed and changed, but the more worldwide view of this will have a mix of world cultures in there, but will have the slightly less exaggerated version of what Elric is in this, the styles. It is more of the fairy tale-esque view of it at the moment, but it will take a slight backtrack from that to hit more of a Lord of the Rings type-ish feel to it. Even though they may seem similar, there is a slight backtrack from the over-exaggerated look of this, but it will backtrack just slightly in style or take the ostentatiousness away slightly to give a realism, but also keep a little hint of the fairy tale essence within it.
All right. Thank you, Isaac. That does it for questions that I have at the moment.
All right, thank you very much. The reason that I was in such a hurry to talk was not necessarily of myself. It was more or less of the energetics of the day that he was picking up on. Even though I have my, he calls it a communications arc in the other room in the garage. And I am here to speak it virtually any time. The energy sometimes will feel as if it is slightly more urgent or less urgent, depending on how you would say almost the sine wave is forming, whether it is up here or it is down here or somewhere in between. So it wasn't really my own urgency. It was more or less the rush of the energies, very much like when he brings in Toran Kal and his voice speeds up. It is the slight disconnect based on that sine wave and light and sound wave formations. I know that sounds technical, but this is exactly what was taking place. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, that always makes his left eye leak whenever somebody comes through now. But anyway, that's a new thing that's been happening. But yeah, he was correct. It did sound urgent when it wasn't. People mistake that, where it feels kind of urgent, but it's faster moving. Or they're not used to it being so rapid. It was just from the echo of me channeling the Tarankal, the Oversoul, where it was extremely fast moving, and it sounded like I was speaking like the Micro Machine Man. So I was kind of almost still kind of in that weird mix between.
Yeah. You're in like a weird, like energetic, like soup.
Yeah, it was energetic soup, almost like a melancholy mixed with a fast-paced adrenaline. So it was like this. So it's very strange. So I have to learn how to balance that out. I can't describe how much of a rapids it is, but also a calm at the same time. It's a mix. They're a chaotic soup. There is some negativity in there too when I come across some karmic garbage too, but it's this all over the place. So this has actually been very fascinating. I don't know if you have the game footage up, if it's working or not. There we go.
You can see it now?
Yep, I can see it.
He's in the Gold Coast? Interesting. Really doesn't matter. You can decide who you want me to run around as.
Okay, who's that one?
This is like my ninja. This is like my Nightblade assassin guy.
Let's see. That one is your knight. Okay, that's your Spartan-looking guy.
Wait, we can't use this guy. I forgot. This guy's messed up.
Oh yeah, that's right. You can use the ninja guy. That's fine.
All right. Yeah, no, that guy just I haven't played through enough of the game to go to where you could meet Emeric.
Oh,
Like-
okay.
So it's just not feasible at the moment.
Oh, you just haven't messed around with him enough. Okay.
He's just not enough high enough level to go there because he's in like a different alliance, so he'd have to finish the main story before he can do that.
Okay. Yeah, I got to get back into Elder Scrolls Online.
Apparently, it's a good time to do it because the game just had a DLC come out.
Okay.
But for me, it's not a great time to get back into this game because I can't afford to spend all day playing this game.
Oh, that's what I'd end up doing. I would probably be in here all the time messing around with it. So yeah, it's probably not a good thing.
I used to be like a real money-making machine in this game.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, back in the day when you used to be able to buy like vampire bites for like 50,000 gold, I was selling vampire bites like crazy.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Boy, that got blurry really fast, though. Jesus.
Okay, where am I? That's the first question. Where am I? Oh, I'm in Wayrest already. Perfect.
Oh, where are you at?
I'm already in Wayrest, so this is good.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, I probably should have known from the architecture. Yeah.
Well, I knew I was in High Rock. I just didn't know where in High Rock I was.
I'll be at this a while.
Oh, that was my bad. I'm sorry about that.
No, you're fine. At least it tells you the percentage of if you'll succeed in pickpocketing.
Yeah, it does. I'm just waiting for this guard to pass.
Selling? What do you need? Sure are a lot of people around here.
Don't seem to be making much progress.
That's the fighter.
Huh?
I haven't run through this city in such a long time. Like, I'm trying to figure out what certain things are.
Oh, yeah, it's been a while since you've played this part. Yeah.
The court wishes to assure
Please,
citizens
listen to me
that
for just a
rumors
moment.
of the
It's very
king's
important.
illness have been greatly exaggerated. The king is quite well. In other news, the king says the supernal dreamers cult is no longer a threat to the people of Stormhaven.
Oh, Dreamer's Cult?
Yeah, I think they essentially are putting memories, like bad things into dreams.
Oh, okay, essentially they're Dreamtime invaders. That's interesting. They added that in too. Yeah, that's like in Skyrim when you go to Vermina's, essentially where her cult is, and all these people are sleep patterns. They're getting tired and they're being hit with this Dreamtime crap where they get nightmares and everything. So where you have to go in and get rid of the artifact that's doing it. Yeah, so it's very similar.
Yeah, he they are. I think the dream people there are also cultists of Vermina, but they're just a different sect.
Okay. Okay, they also worship Vermina. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, there's that's one of those B-side plots that it gives you as a zone quest,
Oh, okay.
and so there's some good lore in it, but a lot of it is just fairly basic, run here, kill this, run here, do that. I'm running up the stairs because this seems like a more regal part of town.
Yeah, everybody, he's lost in his own game. So. Yeah. which is easy to do, mind you, in
This
Kansas
game's to
Life.
make, like, not get lost in it.
Yeah, it's very, very easy.
Oh yeah, these are the Lion Guard wardens. Yeah, this is where I have to be. Someone came through here and just looted all of the shelves.
That's funny.
Ah, good to see you again, my friend. Your fame is growing fast. I hear your name all the time now. Better you take the spotlight and I can stick to the shadows, eh? I am too, my friend. I am too. I hear the king was ill, and I understand we suffered from similar afflictions. I am, a little distracted, but yes, I came to pay my respects. Seeing Sister Sophia here has caught me off guard. Do you think she could ever forgive me? Very smart. You are a wise counselor. After I speak with the king, I will make my apology. Thank you, my friend, for everything.
Who did he piss off?
I think
Her.
I think she looked
Okay.
very
You know, I was thinking, if Vermina's omens were really driving people mad, does that mean they weren't responsible for their decisions?
Oh, I remember what quest where he. Okay, I know what's going on here. So basically, Vermina put Emeric in like a. Vermina's cultist put Emeric in like a dream where he couldn't get out of it, and you actually had to go in and get him out of it.
Oh, okay. Oh, locked him in a dream.
with that gang of thugs.
Yeah,
And she made a good point too. Like, are they responsible for their own actions if they're under a spell like that? So yeah.
You are truly favored by Azura. Wherever you go and whatever you do, I hope you will not take her blessing for granted. I should add that personally, I am honored to have walked at your side in her light. May she continue to watch over you.
And so we meet again. Tabitha and I were actually just on our way back to the Abbey. We heard Abbot Durock was here, so we came to tell him that the shrine was cleansed. I guess you beat us to it, though.
Oh, it's you. I can't believe it. I was just praying for Azura to watch over the king, and you show up at that very moment? This can't be a coincidence.
So the true culprit behind Lacana's murder was indeed Vermina. I'm glad to know her plot against my brother was ultimately thwarted. I'm glad we spared Sir Hughes as well. I understand he's doing penance at Pariah Abbey.
I don't want to talk to him again. I want to talk to the other people around.
So first you freed me, and now you saved the king? You certainly do keep busy. You're an inspiration, too. I hope we run into each other again.
This is I'm only being recepted so well because I've already done all the quests here. This is not like.
Oh, it's after you've done every single quest here. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like if you joined right now and you walked in here, they'd be like, "Get out." But I've already like helped save the kingdom, so they really can't to me. I just do that. They can't do anything. Haha. Who are you?
In all the years I've known him, I've never seen Godrun so emotional. I'm sure the king will forgive him, but I worry that he will not be able to forgive himself.
On behalf of the Knights of the Flame, I came here to pay my respects. You saved my order, and now my king, friend. I have a feeling I will hear about many more of your accomplishments in the future. I'm honored to know you.
What are the Knights of the Flame?
They're like a knightly order that's from Wayrest.
Okay.
And so your journey brings us together again. I was wondering if I might encounter you during my trip back to Wayrest. Slowly, I returned to Wayrest to request additional supplies and men from the king. But it appears things aren't entirely peaceful at home. So I'm stuck until resources free up. That or I go back to Aldcroft with my helmet in my hand.
He's got like the Shredder mask.
Yeah, he does look like Shredder, yeah.
Your Majesty, I humbly beg your forgiveness. My mind was poisoned, and I was not myself. I vow to make this up to you.
I understand that saving my husband was just the latest in a series of heroic acts to save Stormhaven. This was a threat to the Daggerfall Covenant as a whole. So Alakir thanks you as well. My sister was always headstrong. She chose Duke Nathaniel, and she wouldn't take no for an answer. They were on a state visit when we met the king and the duke. My wedding was first, followed shortly by hers. Now Lakana is dead, and the Covenant is shaken. My husband and I must travel to Alakir to speak to King Vaharajad, my father. We will return my sister to her birthplace, Sentinel. We'll keep the Daggerfall Covenant strong. Lakana wouldn't want her death to imperil all we've worked for.
Don't be a stranger now, my friend. We need more people like you hanging about here in the castle. It makes the place more interesting. Though I suppose if you hung about here, you'd be pretty boring, wouldn't you? Safe travels, then.
And that is kind of the last message Emeric gives you until you meet him on one quest that is not replayable.
Oh, you can't replay it. Oh.
I don't think you can, unless there might be a weird way to do it, but I think the only way to replay it is on a new character.
Oh, if you just play it again. Okay. Yeah.
So, like, there's a quest where, like, you have to get the faction leaders to allow the guilds
Fortune favor you, my friend.
into...
Your rewards are ready.
It's Flip the Bird.
There are always additional crates available for purchase.
Flip the Bird. What game is that?
It's crown crates that I had to open that I never actually opened.
Oh, okay.
It's just like fake currency stuff.
Okay. I thought they had their own version of like Gwent on there, but
no, it's like you got the stuff that you flipped. So.
Oh, okay.
See, I gotta see what Flip the Bird is now.
The hell?
Ah, that's funny. It's a way to give the finger to other players.
Oh, so they couldn't actually show the middle finger, so they did it metaphorically. So, yeah.
Because he throws the bird up in the air, and then it flips, and then he points at somebody. That's funny.
That's good. That's a good way to get around the censor, too. Yeah.
See? No, there's so many fun emotes. There's like... I used to go to school with one of my characters logged on, just doing that all day.
That's funny.
So, like, I would leave in the morning, and I'd put I'd dress my character in like the most unassuming thing that I could find, and then I'd like stand it like on the corner here somewhere, and I just would go like slash drum, and he'd just be standing there for 8 hours doing that. And people like. The one day I came back and there was like other players who had like made a band around me. It was pretty funny.
Oh, or you just left them that way for like 8 hours and then they formed a band around you?
Well.
It was definitely, that was back when like ESO was such a new game that like you could get away with doing things like that.
That's hilarious. Yeah, this is like a big Renaissance fair. I like the Renaissance look to it.
I want to kill her.
Oh, you got it.
I didn't kill her. I just took her money.
Oh, you just no, but I mean you got you got the money off her. What the hell? Oh.
From the sewers to the side. Sick.
You are now disreputable.
Now guards like I don't want to deal with it.
How are you disreputable by going after brigands? I don't get it. But, oh, well.
I think I technically hit the guy who I was supposed to be saving. Oh no, I killed the chicken. I think that's what happened.
Oh. So they don't get you for going after the people, you get for killing the chicken. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was a chicken.
Oh.
All right, so now I need to hightail it to the thieves' den, which is right outside the city from where I am. Okay. Also, I need gear and weapons because my skills were reset yet again.
Oh, that glitch popped back up again? Yeah.
It's not even a glitch. I know why. It's so they can reset the game.
Oh, okay.
So they like do it, but
Stan, did you expect I wouldn't find out? Thank you kindly.
Oh, just reset all of your abilities. Yeah. Jesus.
yeah, I love how you're like critiquing what they are, aren't you?
Yeah, a little bit.
That's why I was like, I heard you go "ew," and I'm like, oh, I know what he's talking about here.
But the bloodthirst thing, does that mean you're a vampire?
No, it means I just like killing people.
Oh, okay.
If it would be under like racial, I think if I was, but I'm not because there's also like visual cues that you are.
Oh, okay, like the eyes and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a werewolf though.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even know this character's a werewolf. See, but he's a werewolf because he's got werewolf attacks. Oh, you know what? I do think I know he was a werewolf, and he was a werewolf only because the passives for werewolves were very good for what I needed.
Oh, okay.
Like, your passive werewolf abilities were the things that I needed, and I was never actually using it to be a werewolf. There we go. Oh wait, I need to do one more set of things, and that's my bow abilities.
Oh. Why does it keep resetting those all the time?
It's because they balance the game, and then because they balance it, they change too much for like you to actually be able to do all the stuff that you'd want.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it just strips them from okay.
They reset them so that like you don't have to pay to reset them. Are there any of these that I actually need to care about? Not really, except for clothing, I guess. we'll see what I can do now with this set of skills. Actually, I don't even need to go to the thieves' place now because I don't. What else to show off? Is there anything in particular you would like to show off?
No, you pick it. It's fine.
Maps, quests. No, I don't.
You could always, I don't know if you can go to Daggerfall or not, but.
I can go to Daggerfall.
Oh, okay.
I gotta just find the closest way shrine to where I am here.
Oh, okay.
Just
That's interesting. They let you ride your horse or animal in towns on here.
I'm glad that they do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they reset all these too? I'm not going to that right now. Oh wow, there's actually people like...
Someone said the daggers have gone north.
Actually, people playing?
Yeah, like doing business and stuff in chat like they used to. Wow, that's crazy. I didn't think that people did that anymore.
Oh, yeah. Probably not near as many as when it started, though.
Yeah, not back... It's not like back in the day, but there's still people selling stuff, which is crazy.
Hmm. Like how your horse just vanished when you hit the water. Oh.
Oh, here, I can test myself. Oh, there we go. That's what I was trying to do. Okay, so this is definitely not the ultimate that I need. Good to know. It's gonna actually let me buy this house or no? We'll see, because it let me go into it. So normally, oh, wow, I spelled that way off. Haha.
Spelled way off.
Nahat flu.
Oh.
I spelled it in my notes was not nearly what it said it was.
Oh, it's spelled with a K with yeah, but
yeah. Can't be that far from that. Oh wait, how did I get way over here? I thought I was going the complete opposite direction. What?
Well, that's funny. Oh, I've done that too in towns like in Witcher when you're in Novigrad, you can get turned around too.
That city's a maze. Like, yeah, that city's just a maze. Like,
oh yeah, it is a major maze.
Wait, is that the...
Did you just run over a chicken? Oh.
I think I did, but it doesn't really. Whoa, that guy just yeeted himself off a cliff.
What was he doing?
He just jumped like right off a cliff. He just threw himself off of it. A player, yeah.
I must finish this.
I don't know what you're doing, but okay. Now we're headed to Daggerfall,
No, okay.
which is the first major city you get to if you play the Daggerfall Covenant campaign. Yo, I love my FPS counter in the bottom corner just going crazy because it screens.
It went crazy. What?
Like, I don't know. I don't even know if you can see that. Like the 99 in the bottom corner.
No, I don't.
It's my like frames per second counter, but it goes up to like 1,000 when I'm in loading screens like that.
Oh God.
Okay, so this is Daggerfall, similar architecture to Wayrest, not Wayrest.
Oh yeah, it is similar.
I mean, they used a tile set, so I'm not surprised it's similar.
Hey, you saved the king.
Oh yeah, see, the Knights of the Dragon are here, and they're like Daggerfall's version of the Knights of the Flame that are Wayrest.
Oh, okay.
Knightly orders are a big deal in High Rock.
Yeah, because that's the fashion and style they went after was the Arthurian.
Always
There
a
you
pleasure.
are. Took you long enough.
Try not to
Ah,
lose
Vestige.
yourself.
How good of you to attend me. Information has come to my attention that could significantly change the future of Tamriel and the Empire. If we're going to take advantage of the situation, we need to leave immediately. A situation that could end the Three Banners War and return Irene, Emeric, and Yoren to their senses. While these children squabble over territory, the common people and the Empire suffer. We need to jump on this opportunity, don't you? Simply put, I just acquired 2 halves of an ancient tablet, the Wrathstone. We must hurry. Even now, someone follows me, resisting my best efforts to identify them. While I deal with this threat, I need you to begin the process of locating the triangulants without... Of course it is. I just invented it. Right now, the map shown on the Wrathstone has no identifying features. Without the triangulants, I have no context by which to read the map. I know a Khajiiti lawmaster, however, who can help with that. Each half of the tablet contains part of a map and an inscription. Kanzari and the demon weapon. The key to finding the triangulants resides in that Khajiiti myth. We must convince Dagoril Dro to direct us to storytellers who know the legend. Dagoril Dro often wanders the Glenumbra coast. We need to bring him a gift, however, and I know he is fond of dusk mushrooms. Gather the mushrooms from the ruins of Endoom, then meet me at the Lawmaster's camp. I'll mark the location on your map. I know about a great many things, but Khajiiti legends tend to be convoluted. The Lawmaster must direct us to the secret order of storytellers, the Moons.
Dusk mushrooms are as rare as they are delicious. I envy the old lore master. If only someone cared enough to bring me such tasty morsels. Just that. My business. But since I'm really quite proud of it, I'll give you the basics. I'm the soon-to-be world-famous scholar and explorer, Thuraya. Perhaps you've heard of me? I discovered 2 halves of an ancient tablet. I recovered them from the ruins of Frostvault. In the name of the king.
Go forth, and know that Daggerfall and the Crown stands behind you.
So yeah, this is like one of Emeric's loyal kings.
Oh, okay.
Assassins in my port. Thank Tall Papa you were here.
Such loyalty to Daggerfall will be remembered, and not just by the king.
But now we've gotten our own can of worms that we just opened up, because I have no idea what Avnar Tharn wants me to do here.
Oh. Oh, so what, like, if you were to do this, would it defame you a little bit with the 3 leaders?
Probably not. I kind of want to do it just to see what it is.
Yeah, I would.
Where's the...
Run across an Urzad quest like that. No.
Journal. There we go. This is the thing that I need to do.
demon weapon, yeah. Okay.
Oh!
Through the veil darkly.
Do you want to do the Mages Guild one or the one that we kind of just saw at the beginning?
King Casimir.
What's the Mages Guild one again?
It has something to do with Vanis Galarian and an Oracle.
Yeah, we can do that.
It's either Secret Weapon for Abnar Tharn or Oracle with the Mages Guild.
We'll go with Oracle for the Mages Guild. Why not?
Way out of some
All right.
dreg side, I hear.
Then you always tell me how the demon one went. Yeah.
I have to talk to him and a mage.
Shit.
Yeah, we've definitely gone off the whole like the what is going on here? There's a bunch of dead people.
The hell?
Someone help! This one has spotted the criminal.
I don't know what's going on with that.
Well, that's just something random.
Over here. We have much to discuss, you and I.
Are you upstairs? Are you in there? Oh no, that's Isaiah. Yeah, he's upstairs.
Well, I was about to portal to Alinor for a proper meal, but since you're here now, we might as well discuss that message. It came from Mariv, an oracle of the weird. I usually avoid soothsayers, but Mariv possesses a genuine talent. Down to the last syllable. Her predictions are open to interpretation, but her words made me uneasy. A web of trouble. The island that went away. 3 dark princes, and your name. It means you need to find the Oracle and make sure she's all right. I enchanted a small boat to take you to an isolated part of Glenumbra, near her last known location. And take this medallion of summoning. Use it to call upon me if the need arises. As it so happens, the Great Mage knows a great deal about a great many things. What else can I tell you before you go? Uneasy? I don't believe that's the word I used. Nevertheless, her prophetic verses tend to be loquacious and hauntingly beautiful. This one was terse. It mentioned trouble of some sort, a vanishing island and dark princes, probably Daedra. Well, trouble could mean almost anything, though nothing good. The island could refer to Artaeum, the home of the Sigic Order. It disappeared more than 300 years ago. And I have heard rumors about some sort of Daedric alliance. You'll have to take that up with the Oracle. I suppose you figured into her vision, or whatever it is that spawns her prognostications. If this message came from anyone else, I'd say it was some sort of ruse. Mariv, however, is the genuine article. Surely you can puzzle that one out on your own. It will take you exactly where I told it to go. But the magic isn't permanent. Best get a move on. You don't want to be on that tiny boat in the middle of the ocean when the spell wears off. Give you the... What? Do you think I have a boat in my pocket? That it folds up and fits in your backpack? Ridiculous! It's nearby on the docks. I'll mark the location on your map. I did get the name the Oracle provided me with right, didn't I? I've magicked the medallion so that you can use it to call me to your location, provided the need is great and I'm not otherwise occupied. Be sure to save it for a special occasion. Oracle Mariv belongs to the Weird, a sisterhood of witches that revere the natural world. Mariv started receiving visions at a young age. Over the years, she has provided the Mages Guild and the Sigic Order with warnings we could act upon. The usual sorts of dire predictions. Most recently, Mari foresaw the deaths of Kings Fulbert and Tamlian. She has an unusual knack, an ability to see into other realms as well as into possible futures. Makes her useful to the Sigic Order. Believe me, I tried. Mariv has always been a loner, even more so than her fellow Wirises. She said she had more to do and that you would come to save her. So get to it! Go save the Oracle! Then get her to tell you more about her vision.
That's interesting. They used the folding boat reference. That's straight out of Norse mythology.
Yeah, I love when they throw little like mythological things in there like that.
Yeah, you think I can fold up and put in my pocket? Yeah, that's exactly what was depicted about a ship a whole big Viking ship that fit in a pocket. Yeah. I found out ETs have been using that technique for a while now, for not only submersible, Jesus, not only submersibles, but for, oh God, that makes me want to vomit when you do that. Okay, let's see. When you go diving off the edge like that. But yeah, ETs use that for submersibles sometimes. But that is oh, that was weird. But yeah, that's more ancient technology that you don't really see as often. But yeah, when I started talking about submersibles, my throat got all weird. So yeah, that somebody obviously didn't want me to give away that a bit of information, but that it may be still in play in some areas. Most likely Myrmidon, and also Asgardian, Hyperborean, more than likely.
I could see that. All right, we took the boat, and now we're on this island. What appears to be an island. What is that? Oh, no, that's another player. I don't need to care about that. That does not look good. Okay, yeah, that's not good.
I like how they called that cult of witches.
Come on, sister. We won't hurt you.
I like how they pronounce that witch cult weird, and then it just would really mean like strange, odd, or out of place. So it's like, yeah, the fact that they did the whole witch thing as weird or
You're not one of those Daedric
out of place in
monstrosities.
society, sort of thing.
First these Daedric aberrations, and now you? What trouble has Oracle Mariv dredged up this time? The Great Mage? That doesn't surprise me. He's always had a peculiar fascination with Mariv's talents. My sister prefers her solitude, but we come by occasionally to check on her. When I arrived, the Daedra were everywhere, but Mariv wasn't here. Interesting. I noticed fresh ink on one of her parchment sheets. I think she was writing something when the Daedra appeared. This vision must have been special to attract the attention of those unnatural creatures. Perhaps, but there's no evidence of violence here. No, I think she sent her message and escaped to a place of safety. Probably the old weird site in what is now the mines of Chorus. It's a good place to hide. Seek Mariv there.
I see that number you're talking about now in the lower left corner where it's at 99 and 100.
Yeah, that's like how many frames per second are showing up.
That's what?
How many frames per second are showing up on screen?
Oh, okay.
Figure this out. The move I want, I don't have equipped on this thing. There we go. That's what I was trying to figure out this entire time when I've been fighting people.
Oh, it's not equipped, right?
Yeah, the one move that I usually use like as an opener is not set up right. Ah, there it is. Okay. All right, now I got to get back to that boat. Wait, where is this having me go? Oh, okay. Oh, wait, this is not even an island. I know where I am. This is just a different part of the map. Okay. So
Yeah,
I wanted
don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why you needed a boat when it's all
Yeah,
connected.
I could have just walked that. I have to go into the depth up here to the mines of Karas. I think the
Probably
boat.
gave you a boat so you could go around it.
Well, I think the boat was also there for like new players. I think that quest looks like it's available as soon as you get the game.
Okay.
It had the option to like talk to Abnar Tharn like you've never met Abnar Tharn before. I'm just thinking that all of the the boat and like the whole everything is like it's in this first zone so that you could do it regardless of what level you are, I think.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I see the point of that.
I've just never done it because it was clearly made after the time I stopped playing the game.
Okay. Well, I thought you played this a little more often than that. Yeah.
No, I haven't played. Honestly, I don't play this game all that much anymore because my friends don't play it anymore.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see your point.
And with it being a big multiplayer like online thing, I would play it if they brought if they made it crossplay where like all the consoles get to play together, but they haven't. So.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Where you can play computer console. Yeah.
Yeah, but all my friends from the PC servers have all abandoned it.
Yeah, they need to make it so all versions of it, from consoles and everything, play nice with this.
Free at last. My thanks.
Okay, I don't know what kind of move that was on their part, but okay. They did this weird dive backwards crap. I don't know what that was.
That was like a boss for in here, so.
That was what?
That was one of the bosses for in here that I just ganked.
Okay.
But I need to go. What is? Telling me there's something in here that I need, but I don't know how to get to it.
Oh, that one chased you. Okay.
Yeah, it's about to turn around and head back to so.
Yeah. Oh, you were stuck in the geometry for a minute.
I was stuck in the geometry for a minute.
Oh, okay.
So I need to still go this way. Oh, this is not good.
Shit.
That's where I have to go. Okay, that area hadn't reset. Up here. That's you.
Oh, all the enemies regenerated, it looks like.
Yeah, they did.
Looks like that panther you have with you is kind of useless.
Oh yeah, it is completely useless. It's just there to be fun.
Okay.
I don't know where I'm meant to be going.
Okay.
It's because the map is not very good in this game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it looks like it.
Like, it's telling me that I have something in here that I need to find, but then, like, it's not actually showing me where to go to get to it.
Oh, they want you to search the whole damn thing.
I'm just gonna start running through here now. Like a madman. And now I'm back here. What the heck? I'm just very confused as to where I'm supposed to be going.
It's unlike them to not have a waypoint in here.
They have it, it's just very poorly done.
Oh. Oh, it's that same boss again.
Find in the mines above, so I do have to go to that upper level.
Yeah, they needed to make that waypoint a little more definitive than that. You know.
Maybe she's in there. Because this
Yeah,
stuff,
have you been to that spot yet?
I don't. It's just weird. It's like not giving it to me so like clearly, like it should. That or it's a bug, and like the game just doesn't know where I need to go. Because like when I'm in here, it seems like I'm as close to this person that I need to find as possible, but not being very clear as to where I have to go once I'm
there. Okay. That's a weird glitch.
Ah, here we go. It was like its own doorway that it didn't tell me that was there.
Oh, okay.
What is that? Oh, this person decided to attack.
Well, that's like a bird, almost like the bird cult type of being, or like the bird doctor type of thing, but with angel wings. That's kind of how the cult was on Easter Island, where the being with the bird wing. Or the,
Yeah, I've never seen that creature before. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, that's like the bird doctor mixed with the bird cult and the Anunnaki references and such. Yeah.
Unwanted attention. First they surrounded my dwelling, then they tracked me to this place. I assumed I was safe. I should never have come here. Remember the messages I sent you in the past, always rife with elements of surprise. Our talks were like rituals. May I hope you find them in the proper.
The summoning worked perfectly, as I knew it would. I assume you need my assistance? You decided to utilize the Medallion of Summoning. Very well. Then you might as well tell me how the search for the Oracle goes. Let me see that. A little too familiar a greeting for my taste, but the Oracle always follows her own path. Ah, clever Marie, very clever. She left us a secret message and hid it in plain sight. It's all in the turn of phrase. Messages, elements, ritual, proper order. It makes perfect sense to someone who knows her well. The weird revere nature in the elements. We need to perform an elemental ritual to receive the message. Look for items that represent the elements. Air, earth, water. I'll find the prepared ritual site, and you place the items in the proper order. That should do the trick. A little ostentatious. The weirds draw power from the earth bones. A pure gemstone. You don't get much closer to elemental earth than that. A cup of water. Well, that's disappointingly obvious. What's that? A feather? Wait a moment. What's light as a feather? Air! Weird rituals aren't complicated. Just place the items in the proper bowls. Ah, something is happening.
Master Vanus, is that you? You're the one I saw in my vision. I knew you'd be able to puzzle out my clues. But listen, I haven't much time. The Chaos Bringers, they caught me. They're taking me to an Iliad ruin somewhere in Auradon. Bawan, I think they said. Look, they'll be back soon. I have to tell you about my vision. It concerns Somerset and Artaeum. Somerset, the green and pleasant island of the High Elves. Artaeum, the vanished home of the Sigic Order. Both are caught in a dark and terrible web. I saw it. My visions. They aided the Sigics in the past. Now, others seem servants of the Dark Princes. They want to use my gift, get me to reveal the location of Artaeum. You need to help me. Bawan, they're taking me to... Oh no, they're coming back. Hurry! Remember Bawan!
That sounded not good. You really should make haste and get to Bawan. The Oracle has need of you. No, this affair has taken on a completely different meaning. If Artaeum and the Psijic Order are involved, and I need to keep the Mages Guild out of it, what happens next falls on your shoulders. You'll find Bawan on Oridon's west coast. I have my suspicions. They're obviously connected to the Dark Princes that Mariv mentioned, but beyond that, I don't think they plan to harm the Oracle, at least not immediately. They have something more insidious in mind. Probably the same thing everyone wants, to get her to reveal something they want to know. And I'm concerned it might involve the Psijic Order. Mariv's abilities allow her to unveil hidden things and find lost places. Places such as Artaeum. The Psijic Order is a monastic society that follows the old ways of magic. I belonged to the Order myself back in the day, before a disagreement over another member led me to break ranks and form the Mages Guild. We no longer see eye to eye. Mariv not only sees into the hidden places, she has a way to contact them. It allows her to communicate with the Psijic Order's Right Master. I assume that's one way the Order keeps track of affairs on Nirn from wherever it is they hid their island. Because they might be able to use her to locate Artaeum. At least, that's my working theory. I will alert the Mages Guild of Somerset about the threat, and then go to the Guild Hall in Skywatch. Meet me there after you retrieve the Oracle.
Oh, he's the one that formed the Mages Guild?
Yeah. He's Vanis Galarian. I don't want to be mean about Vanis, but he's kind of a pompous ass.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Like he just thinks he's the greatest mage that's ever existed. And he's not wrong really per se, but like there's other ones that have definitely given him a run for his money, but
yeah, like Shalador. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's definitely a character I wanted to do a history on, but just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Oh, okay.
Because his whole start with the Psijic Order is pretty cool.
Okay, yeah. Why did the Psijic Order hide Artaeum?
Basically, the Psijic Order believes that like the influence of the outside would like hinder their work, but they're willing to work to help the people on the outside if it's universe breaking. But otherwise, they really don't want to deal with the energy of like normal people.
Oh, okay. So they don't entangle with them, essentially. Yeah. Okay.
That's essentially where it is, but they come at it from a more philosophical approach.
Oh, okay. I get that, yeah.
It's like kind of how the Greybeards also like recluse themselves.
Okay. Okay, I see your point, yeah. And yeah, Artaeum's kind of like almost like a High Brazil kind of thing where in the legend the locals of High Brazil didn't want to mix with the locals of everywhere else or in the area of like Ireland. That's essentially goes along with the Tuathan Fomorian Wars. I believe some of the elves retreated to High Brazil, and then they wouldn't mix with the locals.
I get that. Yeah, that makes sense. And that's kind of exactly what they're doing with that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same difference, but theirs is more genetic and magic, and then Psijic Order is more magic and philosophical.
Why do I have a bad feeling about this? Are there Maomir in here? Yeah, there's going to be Maomir in here. Oh, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, and also the Helds of High Brazil are similar to a group they showed on Farscape one time. They called them Tendiron in that, but it was close to like Tuathan. And they were very, very arrogant and didn't want to merge or mix with humans, but they were still part human. They were a mix of like human DNA and some elven, like Orion, Tuathan mix.
These are sea elves.
Oh yeah. They're like the Myrrh type. Yeah.
Yeah, these are the Maomer, the ones that follow that like undying king guy. Not surprised that I would have to deal with their nonsense. Oh, I think that's the Delve quest. I'm already here. I might as well.
Wait, surprised to see. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you can always go back to that, but yeah. Also, I think go back to High Brazil. I think that group that was discovered in Rendlesham Forest, that UFO that crashed, and that guy got the channeling, or the one of the military officers got the channeling that was in binary code, led back to High Brazil. It's my firm belief that that's a group of elves that they say it's from the future, but it's really from just another frequency value, the higher frequency value.
Yeah, no, I don't doubt that, especially because that's like one of those places that I have a feeling will phase back as the vibration changes and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think it's its own pocket or its own fissure, but yeah, it'll phase back in after a while. Like in Farscape, they have them as master geneticists, very similar to like the Orions or the Evens, but they mixed Orion and Elven together, essentially.
So does the Elder Scrolls. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it does. It's very similar. Yeah, because the main character of Crichton finds out, because he needs brain surgery, and he finds out that there's a race related to humans. And then he finds these elven guys in stasis.
Did they give him brain surgery?
No, he actually ends up having used the brain matter of one of them to heal his own brain, and then the sister of that person declares vengeance on him because she thought he murdered him when in fact he died anyway of whatever he was in stasis to protect against. And he had a medical condition that wasn't cured, and he spoke to him for a while, and then the guy dropped dead, and then he ended up using his brain matter to help with his own healing. But it was the only thing compatible, and he finds out there's a species compatible, and it's like it's an elven race. They both had been on Earth and made hybrid.
The Dark Princes have almost achieved their goal. You must.
It's just like in the Tuatha and Moraine conflicts. That's where human elven hybrids came out of.
Yeah, because isn't that basically Tuathan? Like doing elven?
Yeah, like that's the different races of elves. Yeah, that's during the war. Yeah, some took husbands or wives that were of either group. Yeah.
Sorry, shit just got like really real. I'm in Oblivion right now.
I was wondering where the hell you were at.
I went through a portal and I ended up in Oblivion while you were talking, and I didn't want to interrupt you.
Oh, you're fine. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. You're in Oblivion now.
Actually, yes, I can warp across that. I don't actually have to fight anybody else.
Dang. Yeah, I guess the I guess those elves that are in Farscape are very similar to that of this. Are very fairly arrogant and vain. Some of the sects of the Tendiron in Farscape are exactly the same. Now that I think about it.
Well, I mean, it's just because like you have the Thalmor and stuff here that are just the biggest problematic elves in media, I think.
Yeah, and I think they're essentially the same as Orion, basically vanity. It's the same thing, and arrogance.
What are the odds she gets killed by that?
There we go. What are the odds? What?
I thought she was gonna die when I freed her from that, but she didn't.
Varys
Okay.
always said I should visit Skywatch one day.
Go on through the portal then.
Also, it's interesting about that Elven group in Farscape. They had them to where when they get mad, their hair turns extremely flame red, like the Celtic people do.
Even though I
Yeah,
sometimes see
and
future
but,
events,
yeah, there's also a myth that says that sometimes red-haired women, when they get angry, their hair looks more red than usual.
I
So.
can connect with other times, other places. I sometimes use
And those,
what
am I trying to say? And some of those are elven traits where they do have like a glow to their hair. And there's an alien race that's part Untumban, part elven and Pleiadian that have a glowing hair follicle too. So,
location when you set me free. And once again, the visions that haunt me came to pass. I have no idea. Just because I can sense the island and reach out to communicate with the right master doesn't mean I actually understand the magic they use. I'm a Weiris, not a Psijic. It's somewhere else. That's all I really know. Oh, everything I saw remains true. The Dark Princes continue to circle Somerset like vultures around Carrion, and they still crave Artaeum and its secrets. Your presence will play a pivotal role in the outcome. Good luck, my friend.
Not that I was overly concerned, but I see you were able to retrieve the Oracle. Care to tell me what happened? Mephala. She must be one of the 3 Dark Princes in Mariv's prophecy. You stopped this attempt, but I fear Somerset and Artaeum are still in danger. Because of the connection to the Psijic Order, I have to tread carefully. The right master, we don't exactly see eye to eye. You'll need to go to Somerset. Determine if the threat Mariv foresaw is imminent or a worry for another day. Yes, the Ultimar have a few peculiar notions. But, as luck would have it, I heard that Queen Irene has just issued a decree to open Somerset to immigrants and visitors. That's the perfect excuse for you to investigate the island. We'll show Mariv the hospitality of the Mages Guild and make sure she's fully recovered from her ordeal. Then I'll make sure to get her back home. Thanks for your aid in this matter. Now, get to Somerset and do what you do best, my friend. A few of my colleagues are anxious to meet you, Mariv.
yeah, apparently Isaac just corrected me. He said the one, no, there's this alien race that's part Untumban, part like elven, and they have these glowing hair. I thought there was reptilian involved there too, with like shape-shifting capability. No, it's like fairy elf and Untumban, because they have fairy elves on Untumba and on Earth that were also intermixed with those of Atlantis and the British Isles and High Brazil. So Isaac was there correcting me on some of the history. So they do have glowing hair though. That mermaids, certain mer people have like bioluminescent hair too. And some of these beings have been involved in abductions, whereas a person that was abducted by one of them caught one of them, disappeared, and it disappeared, and he found a strand of hair on his bed that had it tested and had bioluminescent capabilities and had no DNA essentially in the center. Oh, it had some DNA in the center of the hair follicle, but it wasn't like a human hair follicle, and it was part Asian, part like they said, part like Gaelic or Celtic. So when they read the DNA, but they were really reading Elven DNA is what they were doing, Elven fairy and Untumbin a little bit.
That makes sense. They were like, it makes sense now that you explained it.
Yeah, that's what they were reading, but they thought it was weird. But knowing the DNA mixes of galactic and such, it looked perfectly normal. And one day they'll actually have that accurate in the tests.
Need passage between Auridon and Grotwood? I have a deal with some privateers. They'll take us across the lane free of charge. Say the word and I'll row us out to meet them.
That's not where I'm trying to get to. Where is the way shrine?
I think it's like really close to you, maybe.
Probably outside the town. Yeah, there it is.
The wood elven spinners do have magical powers, it's true. But in my research for spinners of Ifrit, I found that... Yeah! Traveler. Green keep you, Traveler. If you wouldn't mind, I have a favor to ask. Yes. Oh, something about it.
Okay.
I found it. Okay.
I have to go. I think you have to go from the Wayrus dock to get there from the places I have unlocked.
Oh, okay. Oh, you have to go right. Okay. It's also interesting. Some of the you have some of the people in the game have their like these familiars and stuff that are with them. I saw that with giants not too long ago. Me and Moses looked into the extreme ancient history, like millions of years ago, and the giants had their own lizard, sometimes winged lizard, cat, dog combinations, and griffin-like combinations, stuff like that, as like pets and companions and friends. We looked like into the extreme ancient history long before Orion Wars, everything. That's what we found. Yeah.
What were they all doing then? Like what were they doing when there was no conflict?
Well, there was a worldwide empire at that time. You know, it was a united empire. That's where a lot of the ancient structures, the stone structures that are hundreds of thousands of years old, came from. Yeah.
My question was more like are they like what were like the people doing?
Oh, some were farmers, some were warriors. You know, some of them also the giants. They would literally hunt types of like dinosaurs that would attack them. Also, so they were around in the times of the dinosaurs and everything. And they had dinosaurs and creatures as companions, but it was more like a Conan-esque type of world at that time, where it was like just completely. There was areas where it was completely feral, and other areas where it was civilized. It was essentially like the Conan universe. Yeah, and there were bad guys and such that existed then, like you have now. Really no different, but it was more of a feral time frame where it was like a Stone Age in appearance, and people were like part hybrids. There were human types then, but some were elemental hybrids and mixes and all.
Somerset's days of isolation
giants.
are over. You ought to visit someday.
But everybody was of a really large size, and also the
Somerset's
environment was
days-
larger. Like the mesas that you see now are actually the tree stumps of trees that existed then. and everything was much larger, but people downsized as time went on. Before that, before there was a physical form, there was like this, people were this like gelatinous form as they were forming organs and bones and everything. And before that was, of course, spirit form. So, but that's what we were able to figure out about the prehistory history. And before there were any invasions or anything like that. But yeah, in Torankal's time frame, my counterpart that was on Atlantis and before Maldek or Asgard was destroyed, long before, yeah, that was the environment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and those giants, they lived for millions of years, like Krum and Tornak and Torankal, they are like millions of years old, even long before the Orions were even conceived of.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they were around, and then their DNA was, of course, bastardized and stolen, and that's why you get the flood later on. The Orions were attempting to drown all of them.
Oh, see, okay, that makes a lot of sense, and it's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
They want money for me to go continue the quest that we started.
Oh.
Which is why I couldn't get to the place where I had to go to next for it, because it was like a prelude quest.
Oh, you have to actually pay real money to go do it?
Yeah.
Oh, I see how they get you. That is freaking annoying, so yeah. Damn.
Luckily, I have a bunch of the in-game credit, but I don't think I actually have enough for what they want for that quest line.
What's the credit equivalent of? Is it like 1,500? Is that like $15 or something like that?
I think so.
Yeah, okay.
Here, I can tell you. It's gonna tab out for me, but
okay.
It's Blackwood. 1,500 is $15. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's kind of like how it is in yen as well. When you go over to Japan, it's like 1,500 would be $15. Yeah, they're similar. Something similar. Yeah.
I'm not surprised that that's what they were going to do.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me either. I played a couple of games where you only get allowed to go so far, and then you got to pay for it. That's annoying.
Yeah, they want $35 US for that quest line, and they're not going to get it.
Damn. Okay. Well, it's not bad enough that you pay for the game. You got to pay for all this other stuff too. Jesus.
Oh, you can send that shit as gifts now to people? That's crazy.
Man, almost makes you not want to play it because of all the paid add-ons and everything. Jesus.
Yeah, it's definitely very annoying. Well, I can definitely buy this one. That's 24 and comes with that. There's this one that I've already got some off. So that's really not that great. Honestly, I shouldn't even be buying this stuff. I don't play this.
You don't play it enough, yeah.
Yeah, it's like if I played this game, I'd buy the ones that I could already afford, but I don't, so there's no point. I'm gonna guess, and I think I'm gonna be right that the other quest is gonna do the exact same thing.
Oh, the other one that with okay, where you're collecting the mushrooms and everything, yeah.
I feel like that one's gonna do the exact same thing, just after a bit different scenarios.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that is bullshit, that they do that. Yeah.
I think it's because ever since like year 2 of this game coming out, they decided like every year they're gonna just reimagine the game and make you pay for it again.
Yeah, you know that's just greed. Yeah.
But that's I think what they're like operating on as like the business model for this game now.
That's what it looks like to me. Yeah.
I'm not surprised by it at all.
No.
It's sad though.
Yeah, it is very sad because you want to see the ends of those quests, and people like you and me would want to see the end of the quest, and we'd end up probably buying it so we could see the end of it.
Yep. I'm going to not buy it, and I'll probably see the same sort of way we're showing it off. I'm going to watch somebody else's.
Oh yeah. Wait for it to be on YouTube where somebody shows it off. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not worth $35 to me.
No, it isn't. No, you can buy a whole new game almost pretty much for that. So yeah.
We'll go someplace like interesting and end it off there.
Okay. Yeah. Show something really interesting. Yeah, I didn't expect that. Yeah.
Wait. They want $35 and that's the size of the zone? Oh, that's even worse.
Oh my God, that's it. Oh Jesus.
It doesn't look. It looks really small here.
Mm-hmm.
On this map, it looks a lot bigger. I'll give it that, but it's still too small.
Yeah, it is too small. That's not $35. I could see 15, but not 35. Yeah.
Trying to figure out someplace that's interesting that I haven't shown off in one of these videos before.
Okay.
We'll go to North Point.
Oh.
Very high parts of High Rock.
Okay.
I need to ride south where I want to be. Do a ride through the countryside down to Camlorn and to Shornhelm and then.
Okay.
Yeah, this is that vampire zone.
This is what?
It's like a zone where the main enemies are vampires.
Ah. At least the vampires I've seen that I've encountered don't have the eye glow thing unless they're a reptilian form.
That's good. The vampires in this game don't do the glow thing like in Skyrim. They do a different thing.
Oh, okay.
Where they have like bloodshot faces.
Oh, okay.
I've been waiting for my husband to return.
Oh, your husband's not returning. And now you're not about to be returning either.
What the hell?
Oh, you didn't know you could do that?
No.
That's once you start the Dark Brotherhood stuff, you can do that.
That's kind of funny, actually.
Like, oh, I see there's a witness right now. She would be a witness, but if I go behind her... Can I kill her? No, it's not going to let me kill her for some reason, but I could kill him if I wanted to.
That is funny.
You were the one who slipped that draft into my mug, were you not? I cannot believe I fell for that. This isn't right, you know. It was the oppressiveness of Red Guard society that drove me to become a bandit. Yeah, I blame society.
I think I'm gonna train up a few of the townspeople, so next time bandits come into town, they'll be in for a rude surprise.
Yeah, it's definitely more brutal than it should be, isn't it?
Yeah. It's fun. That's funny though. That's what caught me off guard with the first one you killed there because it was actually over the top like that. Yeah.
Wow, that person's got no life.
Why?
Their post-game content level is absurdly high.
Yeah, that's like that South Park episode they did on World of Warcraft, going, "Oh my God, this person has no life." No.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what that person's skill level would have.
That's funny.
Can't be too far away from. Oh, okay. It's right. It's this way now. Yeah. Bark at me all you want. Not like you're gonna be able to catch me. Yeah, those wolves are way back there.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I am a specimen that can just run indefinitely fast for a really long time because my stamina level is through the roof.
Well, that's good.
It is. I pumped every single point that they give you to get more points into stamina.
Huh.
Because this is a stamina like Night Blade, so like all of his attacks are stamina based.
Oh wow. Okay.
Except for his ultimate that doesn't take like anything. That's how I had him originally set up as, and then I just kind of copied.
Oh, before they cocked up your stats. Yeah.
He used to be way more efficient too. I can tell you what, he used to be able to just like drop people.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to go in and figure out what they screwed up. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's the city wall right there. Wow, I'm blind.
Need something to run?
So yeah, even though they use that same like basic tile set, they can really make the city feel different based on like the sky and just like the.
Oh yeah, with the sunset and everything. Yeah, that it does have a different feel to it. Yeah, I like the layout of these. So I like the ambiance feel of it. Yeah.
Wonderful day for a blood fiend attack. What can I do for you, citizen?
Back in the day, also, this was my best PvP character. I used to drop kids with this guy.
Oh yeah, didn't in the beginning you used to be able to kill other players too, but now they messed with that too.
No, you can still do it. You just have to be in Cyrodiil.
Oh, okay.
What's going on?
Oh, I was wondering where you were going. Yeah.
I just want to see what the state of the map looks like on this server. Because it resets like a week, and it's not looking good.
Oh, what happened?
I'm trying to see what the state of like the Alliance War looks like on this server. Yeah, not looking good at all. Wow. The Ebonheart Pact have this server on lock.
Oh, both. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. Oh, yeah. Okay, I see what you're doing. Two factions are fighting each other. Okay.
And that, why is
maces, swords, axes? Whatever happened to bludgeon? Well, look who got their soul back from Molag Bal. And is that Meridia I smell? You've been a busy little vestige. Now don't worry about these level-headed losers. No one can see me but you. You possess a special untapped talent for unhinged insanity. What does Sheogorath always want? I am the Mad Star, the Mad God. Ironically, I'm actually quite happy, but I'm neither here nor anywhere. All that matters at the moment is infusing some entertainment into this dreadfully dull bloodshed. Well, not with that attitude, is it? I can teach you a trick that will swing the war in your alliance's favor while bringing a smile to the ever-changing face of your favorite Daedric prince. I'm talking about me, just in case that... I don't mind you mortals constantly murdering each other, but would it kill you to crack more skulls? Oh,
I think I have just the thing. That, my mortal friend, is a dangerous and delicious inquiry. I want to give you the power of Volendrung. Now don't be fooled by the funny name. Malakath's giant hammer is no laughing matter. Unless you're like me and you enjoy watching skulls explode. Of course not. I simply borrowed it for an indeterminate amount of time. And now you can borrow it from me to shower the battlefield with the brains of your enemies. I don't recommend literally showering in anyone's brains, by the way. Too slippery. Back in Cheesemonger's Hollow with the rest of me madness. Would you like to visit? I can open a portal and take us there right now. I don't know how often you travel by portal, but it really is quite nice. Follow me to all of the cheese-laden madness a mortal mind can grant.
I don't even know where this is going. I've never seen this before either.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. You meet Shagora. Yeah, he just borrows the hammer. That's hilarious.
There's Volendrung. Wow, take it, touch it, feel that. That's the power of a true Daedric artifact, my friend. By the way, I forgot to mention that if you don't feel Volendrung's souls, it'll feed on yours.
What did he say? Oh.
I think it said if you don't feed Volendrung's souls, it'll feed on yours.
That's funny.
Oh, got its own moveset.
A murderous spirit. Now, go hit the other Zifkin.
Oh, I see. It drains my health if I don't kill shit with it.
Oh.
Are you ready? Well done. Now you're ready to kill all sorts of idiots. I already went ahead and summoned some for you. Healer.
If you're, I would only pull that out if you're facing a really potent set of enemies or something. No.
Rips one out in front of you.
Jesus.
That was as brain-bashingly entertaining as I'd hoped. I've always said that everything is better with exploding heads. You have to use this hammer in the Three Banners War. I might finally be able to watch an entire battle without falling asleep. Souls are overrated. Just ask Cadwell. He doesn't have a soul and he's happy as a decapitated clam. We both know you want the power. Sometimes getting what you want means giving up a little bit of your eternal soul. What do you say? You can't leave Malakath's enchanted murder hammer lying around for just anyone to pick up. You can always bring it back here to play with. Uncle Sheo's house, Uncle Sheo's rules. But if you pick up a greater artifact in Cyrodiil, you're committed. Confusion and guilt are my bread and butter. Madness is my cheese. Moral fortitude is my moulin chèvre salad. If I wasn't immortal, I'd be starving right now. We're done here. Get out! Happy head exploding! What are you still doing here? You're confused, aren't you? I appreciate your boundless curiosity and understated thirst for power. A dependably entertaining and mentally malleable combination. I'll be borrowing many more items from my endlessly serious siblings. Someone has to keep them on their toes. Never again. If anyone's going to be turning mortals into cheese and sweet rolls, it'll be me. No one else is suited to wield such absurdly sweet power. Except for maybe the Daedric Demi-Prince of Pastries, but no one's seen her for a long time. It would be a shame if you happened to find it lying at your feet in Cyrodiil and had no idea how to use it. Pick it up and do your head splattering best. Just put it back when you've finished. Things tend to get lost around here. Mines, mostly.
That's funny.
Also, I get what they're trying to get you to do with that. That's absurd. Wow.
What are they trying to get you to do with it?
They're trying to get you to run with a giant group that can keep you alive while you use that to just bash people in.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But
oh, I see why. I see why aligning with the. Okay, I see why.
You would have to rely on like a bunch of healers not to die using it.
Okay, and okay, that makes it so you have to rely on them completely. Yeah.
That's what it is.
Work as a team essentially with that. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you can pull it off, you're gonna be overpowered. But
that is funny though.
Oh, they took one of the forts. Good for them.
Man, they've almost got all of it then.
Yeah, the pact has pretty much all of it. I normally pay the pact, so I'm okay with this.
Oh, you've never tried the other side?
I mean, I'm on the Daggerfall Covenant character that I have right now, but I have never played the Dominion because I hate the Dominion, but the other ones I'm fine with.
Honor and faith, these hold the Covenant together.
Yeah, what is it? Which one?
Are you headed back to the Imperial City? May Onsi guide your blade to the pack. If you're ready, we can use your... Disaster has struck. The Elder Scroll of Al Maruma has been...
I can't be bothered to help you. They're worrying about an Elder Scroll getting stolen. I'm worried about, am I going to eat dinner?
You're going what?
No, I was just making a joke.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't a funny joke. It was just me being stupid.
Oh, but what were you're worried about? What? I didn't hear it though.
Oh, I was like, I'm just worried about what I'm having for dinner.
Oh, okay.
All right, everybody, this has been another episode.
Yeah, been another episode of Disclosure in the Media with the Elder Scrolls. I hope you all enjoyed this this episode. I thought this was very, very interesting. So thank you, everybody. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
I've done all I can, but the king seems to slip further away every hour. I'm afraid there is no way to enter the dream either. There's something different this time. Something far more dangerous. A dusk stone. Fascinating. I've heard of them, but never seen one. It's said that Azura once used a dusk stone to break the barrier between day and night. Maybe it can also penetrate the barrier between waking and sleeping. I almost lost faith there. I don't know why I doubted Azura. Why I doubted you. Maybe it's from being so close to the king. He's consumed by terror in his dream.
The Night Terror? Vermina's own consort? Then this does not even compare to the threat the omens represented.
A Night Terror. His name was once Golthus, and he was Vermina's lover. Now, he is her champion. I suppose you must. But be warned. The Night Terror takes many forms, and has countless methods of inflicting pain and fear. No wonder the king suffers so. Hurry then. Azura be with you, friend.
Daggerfall Covenant needs a stronger ruler, Emeric. Your reign as High King has come to an end. I'm taking Wayrest.
Damn it, Gudrun. We've been friends for years. How can you just betray me like this?
I rue the day my father gave you my hand in marriage. You're not worthy of being my husband, and you're certainly not worthy of being my king.
Maria, I don't understand. I know we went for political reasons, but I thought that over the years you actually came to... I thought you loved me. If I've lost your support, then I have lost everything.
The prisoner must pay for his crimes. It is the only way to restore order to the kingdom. Treason. His actions would have destroyed the Daggerfall Covenant. He has been found unworthy in every way. He deserves to die. But I am King Emeric, the new King Emeric. The unworthy weakling will be gone, and I will take his place.
Marriage. You're not worthy of being my husband, and you're certainly not worthy of being my king.
Maria, I don't understand. I know we went for the political... Why did you make him leave? I was this close to reaching the peace of death. It has just been a jest. The Daggerfall Covenant, my kingdom, my life. I was never worthy to be king. I'll die here, and one more worthy will take my place.
No, I wish that were true. It was the other life that was a dream. All that business about the Daggerfall Covenant was just a pack of lies. This is reality. Fear, bloodlust, betrayal. In my heart, I think I always knew that. No, I'm not falling for that again. 1,000,000 times he's shown me. To hope is to suffer. Why don't you just kill me and have done with it? Tell Gorthis to come back. He can take me. He can be me. Just end this nightmare. Mocking a broken man. That's low. Even for a creature of oblivion. You know where he went. My castle. His castle now. His damn minions hold the keys. The knight, the thief, the general. If you're not going to kill me, please, just go away.
the day my father gave you my hand in marriage. You're not worthy of being my husband, and you're certainly not worthy of being my king.
I know we went for political reasons, but I thought nobody knew as you actually came to. I thought you loved me. If I've lost your support, then I have lost everything.
Godless rule Stormhaven. I will return to Sir Hughes.
Hermina warned me you would come. You will die here, and in your world. After you're dead, I will return and assume your King Emeric's throne. When I awaken, I will tell everyone of your sacrifice within the dream to save my son. You'll be remembered as the hero who saved King Emeric. No one will ever know. The real Emeric will be dead. I'll destroy the Covenant, and the people curse both.
Tell me quickly and truthfully.
What do you want? The supernal dreamers are sacrificing people in the streets. Your Majesty, what should we do?
I'm Reuben, David.
What in Oblivion just happened? Something changed. It's going to be bad, isn't it? It always is. I don't know why I bother asking. Still, I seem to remember you, but this is just another trick, isn't it? Dead? Truly? So, I can still be Emeric? I can still be High King? I don't know I deserve that at this point, but I guess it's a good thing. Yes, my binds are actually loosening, and that is very good. Does this mean...
I would speak to you again, mortal. Come through the mirror to Quagmire.
There is another woman. You can't compare to her. It's over.
I'm impressed, mortal. You navigated my nightmares without losing your nerve. And yes, you have saved your little king. For now. Of course you will. You have slain my consort as well. I'll get over my loss, but I think I'll keep you here for a while in his stead. Perhaps a century or two will teach you humility.
We can't
Perhaps
trust the
we
Red
will.
Guards.
You have certainly proven resourceful in the past. Even if you escape Quagmire, mortal, you will not escape my vengeance.
Remain
I can
vigilant.
be patient.
The
Then,
Red Guards could be plotting
goodbye.
against us.
For now. Durak is weak. The shard should be ours.
I asked Abbot Durak to go downstairs because I wanted to speak with you for a few moments alone. Tell me something. Do you recall everything that happened in the dream? Frankly, I wish your memory was as hazy as mine. What I do recall, I'm rather ashamed of. I am the King of Stormhaven, the High King of the Daggerfall Covenant, but that damned Daedra reduced me to a pathetic child. I am too, and I owe you for that. And more, really. You were the one who acted nobly in there, not me. You had enough courage for both of us. I was broken. You saw me. I can only hope this experience will make me a stronger, a better king. I appreciate you saying that, but this isn't one I can just shake off. It's my burden, though, and I must bear it. But enough of this dreary talk. Come with me to the throne room.
There is no suitable reward for what you've done. Sorry to say it, but your success has probably earned you more responsibility than reward. You'll be hearing from me again sooner than you'd like. I apologize in advance. Bah, are you always so damn noble? You need to lighten up, my friend. Perhaps this will lighten your spirits. It's a small token of my appreciation, but one I hope will serve you as you have served me. You're a hero, and now, a friend, too. Speaking to you now as a friend, and as your king, I wonder if I might prevail upon you to assist me with some other matters. One that is a matter of state, and another that is of a more personal nature. Rivenspire is the real problem. The quibbling between the noble houses there seems to have turned bloody. I would send you with my authority to try to restore order. I will join you when I can. And then there's the personal matter. That damn guillotine. For reasons you might recall, I want it demolished. I've given the order to Captain Ernell, but on your way out of Wayrest, I would ask that you ensure it's being done thoroughly. Your help with both these matters is much appreciated. Until that damn guillotine's been dismantled, I won't be able to sleep. And more importantly, until the matter in Rivenspire is resolved, the Covenant will be severely weakened. Honestly, I deserve some of the blame for Rivenspire's troubles myself. After Rancer's war, I didn't trust any of the nobles enough to give them the throne, so I appointed 3 houses to share rule of the kingdom. Seemed like a smart strategy. So it seems. Maria actually counseled me to appoint a single ruler in Rivenspire more than a year ago. I should have listened. But after the mess with Rancer, there's something about nearly having my head on a pike that's hard to forget. Well, yes. My decision to marry Maria instead of King Rancer's daughter really stuck in the man's craw. He had Wayrest surrounded at one point. I remember I even dreamt about my head on a pike. Of course, as you know, I've had worse nightmares.
Okay, I'll put a little bit of context to what you've just seen. I've included a video that says Elder Scrolls Online King Emeric's Dream for Mina's Gambit Quest in parentheses. And it's very interesting. You enter High King Emeric's Dream, and every component in it is essentially Dreamtime invasion. Also in the waking world, where you're the mental manipulation, where you're made to feel unworthy, and somebody trying to possess High King Emeric's body through means of just consent. You know, oh, he's not worthy, so I'm not worthy. You know, you can take over, sort of thing, and that all of it. Consent in Dreamtime, it's all there. And I find that very interesting that that's been added in that. All of it to go in and help High King Emeric in his dream state. I'll put that at the, well, of course I put this before that, before what you're seeing now. I just wanted to put that into context as what's being shown. Like also his wife leaving him, you know, I don't love you anymore, you know, that sort of thing. These are thoughts that are pumped into our heads all the time in the waking world, and we see this type of imagery in the dreaming world. If you don't lucid dream and not take the dream world back. And you got to take your waking world back by being sovereign, free, passionate, creative, but constantly seeing your space as a guarded, protected temple space. So this is what the point of this this conversation is. So before I get too far off track, I will end this here. It is 2:48 p.m. Monday, April 25th, 2022. Thank you.